Hello. This is Mark Beatty. Okay, let's see. Soap opera one, Violet Haze, by Mark Beatty. I wrote this. Okay, the neighborhood built on the felt factory, Violet Haze, tells the story of Gaines Colt, the third generation owner of the Violet Haze factory. The factory makes violet felt fabric. Gaines Colt's wife is Evelyn Colt. They have two children that are at a university. They don't exist in the script. They're, off somewhere. The polyester king of Violet Haze, the town, is Tim Pole. And his wife, Harriet Pole, they have two children that also are in university, so they don't exist. They're off somewhere. This dialogue in this script will discuss the relationship between the two couples. They interact with each other and stuff. Okay, so scene one, interior, Violet Haze factory, Gaines Colt office. Evelyn Colt burst into the office in a furious manner, daytime and afternoon. I'm not going to act this, okay? I'm just saying it. All right. Now, Gaines Colt is sitting at his desk reviewing inventory records. Evelyn Colt enters the office. So now, Evelyn, I understand you have found the evidence. Gaines, yes. Evelyn, why did you have to involve Irene? Gaines, she was preparing the living room for the party tonight. Evelyn, I would expect you to tell me this information in private. Gaines, why? Evelyn, I don't want a hired employee, someone certainly that should not be discussing private matters with, to gain pivotal social information that regards factors that are only between the two of us. Gaines, oh well. Evelyn, what? Gaines, I don't care what you want. Evelyn, I know you never cared about me. Gaines, I only care about the felt. Evelyn, yeah. Yeah, well, I will be feeling something very soon. Then Gaines, go eat it. And then, Evelyn exits the office. End scene. Okay, yeah. Okay. Season 2. Scene 2. Exterior. Scene 2. Exterior. Polyester ignites parking lot. Afternoon. Tim Pole arrives to the parking lot. After the parking, he notices that Harriet Pole, his wife, is also in the parking lot. Evelyn Colt drives into the parking lot. So Evelyn, hello, Harriet, why are you talking to Irene? Harriet, I think you know why I have a relationship with Irene. And Evelyn, what are you saying? Harriet, yes, that is the reason. What? Evelyn, you better mean it. Harriet, when I have said something I did, Harriet, when have I said something I did not mean? Evelyn, I know what you said last week at the pool party in winter. Tim, this is interesting. Too bad I have earphones in and can't hear. Tim laughs. Then he says, who gives a shit? I hope both of them are stung by bees. He then walks into the office. So, Harriet, I said that the party was great and Irene did a fantastic job. Okay. Evelyn, I now know why she is collecting all this information about Gaines and I. She will reveal it to you. Harriet, I don't care about your stupid relationship. You two have not been loyal for the last 10 years to each other. There's no mystery about the worthless shell of a facade disguised as a marriage. Evelyn, I am sorry, you are correct. Harriet, what? Why are you being so kind? Evelyn, I have realized I am being stupid. I know that Irene is reliable and would never leak information to you or anyone else. Evelyn turns to a car and enters. Harriet also turns away and walks toward the office. Harriet is now talking to herself. I have plenty to blackmail you on, Evelyn. I don't need Irene. I never have. And then, okay. Evelyn, thinking out loud in car. She's now sitting in her car. Okay. I will get my revenge, Harriet. I will force Tim to sell your favorite antique rug that is in the living room. I know that footstool will do anything for a chance to have one night with me. And then that's the end of that scene. Okay. And then Scene 3, interior. Tim Pohl and Harriet Pohl are discussing business in office, daytime afternoon. Tim, I don't see a reason to negotiate with Violet Hayes on the property around Siren Lake. Harriet, they technically have legal right to the property at the north edge of the plot of land. The extension is not supposed to go that far out. Well, okay. I'll start the scene over. Tim Pohl and Harriet Pohl are discussing business in office, daytime afternoon. Tim, I don't see a reason to negotiate with Violet Hayes on the property around Siren Lake. Harriet, they technically have legal right to the property at the north edge of the plot of land. Tim, the extension is not supposed to go that far out. The factory extension. Okay. Harriet, well, I'm not going to fight you on it that much. I know you are the best real estate attorney in the region. And they hug each other and kiss and stuff, And then that ends the scene. And then you go to scene 4. Interior, Gaines' cold office, daytime afternoon. Gaines, what now, Evelyn? And then... But Evelyn hadn't entered yet. She walks in after he says that. So, okay. Evelyn. Okay. Evelyn, I know how we can win the power struggle over Violet Hayes. Gaines, I want to listen, but I can sense this will be a meaningless discussion. Evelyn, do you want to know the plan? I can find someone else to become the most powerful industry in the region. Okay. Gaines, no plan you make will change the power influence. Violet Hayes is the most dominant economic force for the last 100 years. Okay. Evelyn, Polyester Ignites is dominating the revenue line. They have the last 15 years. Gaines, leave me, lady. I will not be pitched a joke from a disloyal floating seed. Evelyn says, well, and she's shouting, Gaines, but I'm not going to shout. I think you have found the final piece of the puzzle of loneliness. Goodbye. I will have my lawyer contact you. Exits the office. And then Evelyn continued, hello, Mark. She's on a phone. Mark is on the phone. Yes. Evelyn, you own Elastic Snap. Mark, yes. Evelyn, I want to discuss a real estate deal with you. Mark, okay. That's the end of the scene. All right. So then it goes to scene 5. Exterior, elastic snap parking lot, afternoon, daytime. This is all in the same day. Okay. Mark, hello. Evelyn, hello. Mark, what real estate are you talking about? Evelyn, this plot of land at the Siren Lake. Mark, yes, I will buy it. Evelyn, great. Sign this document. Mark signs the document in the scene. And then scene 6 is exterior Siren Lake construction site, morning. Many months later, like a year or whatever, the construction is finished. Mark, whoa, we have completed the new Elastic Snap distribution center. This will make Elastic Snap the most powerful company in the region. And then eclipsing of Violet Haze and Polyester Ignite. And then the crowd cheers, who all work for Elastic Snap. Irene, Mark's wife, smiles from the stage beside Mark. That's the end of the scene and the end of the script. Okay. Hey, that's almost 12 minutes. All right. So, I'll sit here and stare at my phone for 30 seconds, I guess. So that script, it was okay, I guess. It's just, the actors hopefully would do better than that. I always think everything I write is funny. Even the dramatic stuff. So, Okay. Well, yeah. Bye.